I'm Ashton Addison for Blockwest Capital from Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews with Matt Nguyen, CEO and CTO of Orbitau. Matt, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time to come on today.
Yep. Hi, Ashton. Thanks for having me today, and very glad to have a talk with you, and then let you know a little bit more about our project.
Definitely. Thanks for coming on, Matt. Let's dive right into it with Orbitau and Taureum. Play to earn blockchain games continue to grow. Orbitau is doing something really interesting in the GameFi space, and as it continues to explode, I feel like Orbitau is following the correct trends to capitalize on the opportunity and bring a new innovation into gaming for gamers around the world and for people that are interested in blockchain technology. So let's kick off our conversation, first of all, by getting a little bit of a brief overview and an explanation of what Orbitau is, and then we'll dive into those details.
Sure. So Orbitau is a game, a turn-based idle combat game. If you're familiar with that kind of type of game, so it's suitable for everyone to play. It's a fantasy game inspired by Norse mythology and the seven deadly sins. So we kind of combine the two concept together, and then create a new experience, on the well-known legend. So users will have a chance to know more about the story of the games when they are in the game story mode, right? The story mode, and then they will go from there.
Very cool, Matt. And what inspired you?
And then. So for a bit about myself, okay, so I've been in the fintech space for most of my career. I was working at Citibank, Goldman Sachs, in the US, and then Europe as well. And then more recently, I actually was with PayPal for quite a long time, moving from PayPal US to Singapore. And I helped build the PayPal Singapore from a regional office to a very big APAC, headquarters that we have 300 plus engineers and then 200 staff on the business side, right? So after PayPal, I moved back to Vietnam, and since then have built two major projects so far. So the first one is an edutech platform that was serving about 2 million students, one of the biggest in Vietnam as well as in Southeast Asia. And then most recently, right before the Orbitau, I co-founded as a CTO B Group, which is the second largest ride-hailing companies in Vietnam. Right? And after 4 years, we built a user base, to 12 million active users. And then also on top of that, we built a digital bank called Cake. And it's only after 1 year we reached about 1.2 million users as well. So one of the fastest and largest digital banks in Southeast Asia. And so after all that, right? So for the recent years, a lot of noise and then good news and things like that around crypto and DeFi. For myself, I participated in the crypto world for a few years as well, as an investor, as the advisor in terms of technology. So I feel like DeFi and blockchain and NFT is gonna stay here for the years to come. So that's why I decided that let's move on to the next project, right? That is in DeFi. So that's why I founded the team around mid last year, and then we've been working on the project since then. So Orbitau is only one of the first games in our ecosystem. My vision is that we will be building a DeFi system for the long run. And then, similar to how I built the B Group, right? We created a lot of day-to-day activities for users like, ride-hailing, food delivery, shopping, and things like that. And then once we have more and more users in the ecosystem, we will provide, other solutions and services like financial solutions, technology services, and things like that, right? Across the user base. And that's how we envision the projects for us as well. So Orbitau is just the first game, and then later on we have other games coming out. We have other services in the DeFi world to come out as well.
Very cool, Matt. Thank you for that background. Very interesting experience, and then moving into building games in GameFi is an interesting, but sounds like it's a fun a twist and experience into the next level of what is important for you, Matt. And with this game, as you said, you started working on it last summer. Some of these games, especially the ones that have good graphics, they have integration into DeFi, and they can take a lot of time to build. So how far along is your team right now in terms of since when you started to where you're at and where you want to be with the point in the game?
Sure. So so basically for us, right, because we want to build the complete ecosystem, right? So we started from the game because the GameFi has been a good trend so far, and gaming and game development is always going to be the good entry point for any of the products to come, right? So for us, it's the same. We are we play games a lot. We are gamers ourselves. We form the teams, and then we want to participate in this DeFi world by entering the game. But but in the beginning we founded the team quite early. We funded ourselves. We actually worked on a lot of proof of concepts in terms of blockchain, in terms of NFT marketplace, and then the game itself. For myself, when I was earlier than financial stuff, right? I actually was a game developer before. I worked on a few quite well-known games like The Sims 2, Tony Hawk, and things like that. So I was a hardcore game developer before. So that's why it makes a lot of sense for me to come back and then start with something like this. Yeah. So we founded the team early. We worked on it. And then until we kind of confident that we have something for a good foundation. Back then it was we had already a team around 30-40 developers already. And then we decided that, okay, it's good enough. The proof of concept is good. So we decided to go for the fundraising. And, after only about 3-4 weeks of fundraising, we got about 3.3 million in funds coming in from a very, a very good set of backers, right? And from since then, right, we try to work a lot on the graphics of the game, because like what we thought was the GameFi trend, right, from the first generation, like Axie Infinity, Unchained World, and things like that. They didn't focus a lot on the gameplay. They focus a lot on the earn part of the play to earn, right? But then for us, I think the next generation of the game will be the mix between earn and play. And then you have to be able to attract a lot more people from the traditional gaming world to the new crypto games, right? It cannot just be earning, because you need to have people that actually play the games, value the items in the games, and then things like that to balance the economy of the games, right? So that's why we invested a lot in the studio itself. We have a in-house studios of around 20-25 people that if you can check out the video on the website that we have, we work on it very detailed in terms of graphics, in terms of the game stories, and so that's why it took us quite a long time to get to where we are right now. We did the IDO, meaning the listing of the tokens, last week, and now we're trying to come out with the test nets of the game in the next few weeks, and then also the official game will be shortly after that.
Very cool. A lot to look forward to, and thank you for that background, Matt. And you mentioned there about version 1 games. The very first GameFi games coming out, they didn't really have a lot of graphics. But they were also focused on the play to earn. And I feel like it's a big balance between those two, actually having a good game and having good blockchain integration. And I want to talk about the play to earn for Orbitau as well. When players play the game, how does the play to earn work? Is it very lucrative? Can they learn a lot? And are they earning from the DeFi functionality, from NFTs, or from other gameplay in the game as well?
Yeah, so you start out with story mode, PvE mode, that you have a lot of quests that you will do to earn things, right? And then along the way you create a lot of values in terms of items of the heroes, right? And then upgrade the heroes so that it's more valuable, and then you can trade them on the marketplace, NFT marketplace that we have, as well. And then the good thing about GameFi is that it has to have a very good foundation of the economy. That's why our team of growth, right? Our team of economics specialists, they come from Uber, they come from B Group itself, some come from Facebook, that they have a lot of experience building economies before, right? So we really focus on that. A lot of games out there, right? For the past year or so, you've seen that they have some good games, they have some good graphics, but then the economy is one of the things that can last the game longer. And then because the economy, because people earn inside the game, but then where you earn from, right? It's not going to be you come first and you earn from the people that come later, right? So it has to be able to create the values, the actual values in the games. Like I said, we need to attract the traditional gamers into the system as well, and then they play games for entertainment, they play games for quests, and even challenges that we create, some tournaments that we create, so that they earn rewards from there. But then they value the items in the games, and that's how we let people earn more and more.
Very fun. And I was looking at Taureum and the cryptocurrency aspect of the game, with the earning, and in Orbitau. Can you talk about, with Taureum and the coin, is it a governance token? How does it interact with Orbitau and in the game? And is it required, or is it beneficial for all of the users in the ecosystem to be using the native currency in the game?
So basically we have Taureum as the governance token for Orbitau, and other games as well that coming out after Orbitau. So the value is right there, right? So you're not only buying the Taureum for this game, you're buying it for the next games as well, and then it will be connected to each other in terms of NFT items, some of the things you can transfer back and forth between the games, and then also in game we have the token Ori. That one is not going to be listed like a duos token system, similar to most of the games right now, because the Ori is inside the game. You do all the quests in the games, get rewarded in Ori, and then you will be converting that into Taureum, and then most of the things that you can do on the NFT marketplace, you will do it in Taureum.
Great. And you mentioned at the beginning that you're leading up to the testnet and the mainnet of the game launch, and for people that are interested in following along so they can start to play, is there any tentative timeline or schedule on when's the next thing available for users to get involved with?
So basically right now we just announced the staking news today. So basically people will soon be able to start staking Taureum, so that they can buy NFTX using the Taureum. So the good thing is that we're using Taureum for that, right? We're not using USDT or BUSD for that. We're using the actual Taureum token to buy all the eggs to start the game with, right? So that's the first step. for the test nets, we aiming to have it within March, right? So I would say, in the 3rd week of March, we will be able to do the test nets. And then for the test nets, we will be giving our community a chance to have a test of the game, play the game's full flow from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. They can test out the economy of the game as well, because we have some simulated economy model in there, so that they have an idea of how they earn, how they get the return on investment back, for how long, things like that. We, of course, for the test, we will speed it up a little bit, so that it's not going to be a few weeks, months until they will know the complete flow of the game. But then, yeah, so after 2-3 weeks of test nets, we will launch the official game. And I would say end of March or early April, we will be able to do the official launch.
Amazing, Matt. Lots to look forward to. And now I want to zoom a little bit farther down the road. I know you're going to be working on multiple games in the future, but Orbitau obviously first has to come out, and I'm curious, looking down the road once the game is out, how are you going to keep players returning to the game and keep them engaged so that they don't lose interest after they play it for a few weeks or a few months?
So basically we'll be coming out with new features of the game, until 2023, right? So we have this year to come out with, like I said, started out with PvE mode, story mode. So PvE is where you can still do battles, but with the environment, right? So you earn the mission and quest and challenges there, and the story mode for you to learn the story of the game. By going and fight against bosses and things like that, right? And then right after that, we will come out with more interesting features like guild forming, guild battles, and then so basically just to come together and fight together, not only by yourself and things like that. And then so we're coming out with a lot of levels of the maps as well. We have several chapters coming out for the story mode, and then for the level of the heroes that you can do, and then tournaments will be coming out. And one of the good things for us is that we also have a land system and the tech system, right? So in the games, for example, when you get to a certain level of your character, you will be able to challenge the owner of the land. So basically a land, if you are a lord or a knight, you'll be able to own a region or a kingdom, for example, right? The lord will own a kingdom, and then whatever activities are happening in that region, you'll be able to tax that, right? So you'll be the governor of that. And then so the players who are getting better, upgrade their heroes, they think that they can challenge the owner, they can fight them, and then if they win, they will get back the land as well. So that's how it is. And then a lot of more features of a real games, right? It's to attract people, and then actually you play the game, you will be enjoying it. Not only so that's why I said before, right? The key here is to attract more and more people from the gaming world. And then next we will be doing a lot more about we even gonna create our own blockchain site, how do you say that, our own private train, so that to help people to connect to our train a lot faster. And then also all the games that are coming out after that will be on the same train that we're going to do, right?
Yeah. Wow. So there's a lot more than what meets the eye for just, of course, the game coming out in the next month or so is a huge update, but it sounds like you guys have a plan for years to come. So I'm definitely excited to follow along as that happens. For the viewers that are looking to get involved with the game right as it comes out, or before, and get into the communities and talk, what is the best way for them to get involved with Orbitau right now?
So the best way is to go to our website, orbitau.io. that would have all the information that you need, all the social group on Telegram, Discord, Twitter, and and we post all of the announcement and news right there. And then you can follow us, and then any updates, then we will, even our Facebook as well is on there.
Great. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming on. I will leave those links in the description box below as well. All the best with the game coming out in the very near future here. And after that, let's definitely follow up in the near future.
Okay. Yep. Thank you, Ashton, for the very good section. Thank you for being a good host as well.